¿Usted habla español? ¿Habla usted español? ¿Habla español usted? What is the correct way to ask if someone speaks Spanish? They all are. In Spanish, word order is relatively free. Simple yes-no questions may be asked using any of the earlier constructions. Intonation plays an important role in indicating that a question is being asked. This means that, informally, you can simply use an affirmative statement and raise your voice at the end of the sentence, just like in English, when we say, "He speaks Spanish?" versus, "He speaks Spanish." In general, however, the subject follows the verb immediately or comes at the end of the sentence. More specific questions typically begin with a question word, immediately followed by the verb. The subject then either follows the verb or comes at the end of the sentence. Let's review the most common question words. Note that all of them have a written accent mark. ¿Dónde trabajas? Where do you work? ¿Cuándo regresan? When do they return? ¿Qué hiciste el fin de semana pasado? What did you do last weekend? ¿Quién es el profesor? Who is the professor? ¿Cómo se pronuncia tu apellido? How do you pronounce your last name? ¿Cuánto dinero necesitas? How much money do you need? ¿Cuántas clases tienes este semestre? How many classes do you have this semester? For questions that involve a preposition, the preposition comes before the question word. Notice that this is virtually the opposite of English, where the preposition often comes at the end of the question. ¿De dónde vienes? Where are you coming from? ¿Para qué necesitas $20? What do you need $20 for? No hablo español. What makes this sentence negative? The word no. To make a simple negative statement in Spanish, simply use no directly before the verb. In response to a question, no is used twice. Once at the beginning of a sentence, as a general no, and once before the verb, meaning not. ¿Habla usted inglés? No, no hablo inglés. Do you speak English? No, I don't speak English. For more specific negation, Spanish uses no together with another negative. No necesito nada. I don't need anything. No tengo ningún amigo peruano. I don't have any Peruvian friends. No hay nadie en el restaurante. There's no one in the restaurant. No bebo ni café ni Coca-Cola. I drink neither coffee nor Coca-Cola. Elsa no pide nunca información. Elsa never asks for information. Note that such double negative constructions are perfectly acceptable. In fact, unlike English, Spanish allows for multiple negatives in the same sentence. No compro nunca nada. I never buy anything. No quiero nada tampoco. I don't want anything either. The specific negative word can also come before the verb, at the head of the sentence, in which case no is omitted. Nunca compro nada. I never buy anything. Nadie lo sabe. No one knows. Note that all negatives have their affirmative counterparts. ¿Necesitas algo? No, no necesito nada. Do you need anything? No, I don't need anything. ¿Ha ¿Llamado a alguien? No, nadie. Has anyone called? No, no one. ¿Siempre escribes en español? No, nunca. Do you always write in Spanish? No, never. ¿Cenan o en la pensión o en una cafetería? They eat either at a boarding house or at a cafeteria. ¿Tiene algunos amigos argentinos o chilenos? Tengo 3 amigos argentinos, pero no tengo ningún amigo chileno. Do you have any Argentinian or Chilean friends? I have 3 Argentinian friends, but I don't have any Chilean friend. Carlitos aprende inglés. Carlitos is learning English. What tense is the verb aprende in? The present indicative. The present indicative is the most widely used tense in Spanish, as it can refer to actions taking place at the moment, habitual actions in the present, general statements of fact, or actions which will take place at a scheduled time in the future. The present indicative of regular adverbs is formed by replacing the ed ending of the infinitive with the appropriate personal ending. Let's see how this works with the verb aprender, which is regular. If the subject is yo, first drop the ed ending and then attach o in its place to get aprendo. Yo aprendo. So, the personal ending for the yo form is o. What about the tu form? ¿Tú aprendes francés? Do you learn French? For the tu form, it's es. And what about the usted, él, and ella form? ¿Usted aprende algún idioma? Are you learning any languages? For usted, él, or ella, the ending is e, aprende. What about the plural forms? No aprendemos portugués. We don't learn Portuguese. ¿Vosotros aprendéis a manejar? Are you learning to drive? ¿Ustedes aprenden francés? Are you learning French? Ellos aprenden a cantar. They are learning to sing. So, the personal endings for the plural forms are hemos, when the subject is nosotros, es, when the subject is vosotros, and en, when the subject is ustedes, ellos, or ellas. Cada día escribimos correos electrónicos. Every day we write emails. What tense is the verb escribimos in? The present indicative. The present indicative is the most widely used tense in Spanish, as it can refer to actions taking place at the moment, habitual actions in the present, general statements of fact, or actions which will take place at a scheduled time in the future. The present indicative of regular ed verbs is formed by replacing the ed ending of the infinitive with the appropriate personal ending. Let's see how this works with the verb escribir, which is regular. If the subject is yo, first drop the ed ending and then attach o in its place to get escribo. Escribo en español. I write in Spanish. So, the personal ending for the yo form is o. What about the tu form? ¿Tú escribes con lápiz? Do you write with a pencil? For the tu form, it's es. And what about the usted, él, en ella form? Usted escribe una tarjeta postal. You write a postcard. For usted, él, or ella, the ending is e, escribe. And what about the plural forms? Escribimos las respuestas. We write the answers down. ¿Vosotros escribís en español? Do you write in Spanish? Ustedes escriben en francés. You are writing in French. Ellos escriben en inglés. They are writing in English. So, the personal endings for the plural forms are imos when the subject is nosotros, is when the subject is vosotros, and en when the subject is ustedes, ellos, or ellas.